Hey guys, I hope you guys all had a great Halloween. I'm going to be working on a project today, framing in a sign for our church. I've already started it once, and it's including some 4x4s and some 2x4s. Right now all I have is the 2x4s butt jointed into the 4x4s and then pocket hole drilled all together using some 2.5-inch screws. I don't like the design. It wiggles a lot. I'm going to be going and changing it and making some half-lap joints, and I wanted to show you guys how I'm going to be doing that. Hopefully somebody will learn from it. But I'll be changing up the 2x4s to actual 4x4s and cutting everything out by hand. So let me show you what I got going on real quick. Okay, so as you can see right here, I've just got the 2x4s butt jointed up, and it actually has split right there. I want to change it up and make the 2x4s into 4x4s and half lap them together. So let's go ahead and get started by taking these 2x4s off of there. Alright, so I got all my pieces cut out. I got the 2x4s unscrewed from the 4x4s, and I'm ready to start cutting. I wanted to explain real quick what a half-lap joint was. If you don't know, instead of doing like a butt joint where the things can just kind of wiggle apart over time, a half-lap joint is essentially taking the two pieces and overlapping them. But if you can see, you get a major bump if you just did it that way. So what you would do is cut half of this part out and then cut half of this side out, and then when you go to lay them over top of each other, they fit nice and even, and you get a stronger joint than just what that butt joint would be. Hopefully through this process you'll understand a little bit more while I'm actually cutting it all out. Okay, now you can see that I got some marks right here. If you can tell, this is going to be the at the point where they're going to kind of overlap. So I measured it and I marked it so that fit in that corner, and then when I go to cut this part, that will actually fit right there. Now having a little bit overhang's okay, because you can trim it up. It's better to cut a little bit deep than cut a little bit shallow and have an unsmooth edge. Next up, I'm going to actually get the point of where I'm going to have to cut in half. So what I'll do is I'll measure the thickness, I'll split it in half, I'll draw a line right here, and then I'll cut. If you can see, I got this bad knot, so I'm going to be cutting this section out right here, and I'll actually cut a little shallow, so I'll have this a little thicker, and then I'll work my way trimming it up to get the right thickness. So let's go ahead and get this part cut, and we'll get this measurement laid out. Alright, so I've got my halfway mark laid out, if you can see it right here, and I will cut this section right here, and then I will cut from the top coming down, and then I will knock this portion out. And on this part I will cut this way first. I'll do that cross cut, then I'll rip it, and then I'll knock this section out to get away with that knot. Alright, so I've just got done with my cuts. I've got one shoulder right here, one shoulder right here, and all you do for the half-lap joint, if you can kind of see the picture, you got the cutout right here and a cutout right here, and you just take them like a puzzle piece and just fit them together. And then you want to check it and make sure that you don't have any overhangs or undercuts or anything like that. Mine's pretty smooth. Obviously it's green wood. You know, it's not for any kind of furniture piece, so I'm not too worried about what the actual looks like. I just wanted a stronger joint than that butt joint. I'll be screwing 3 screws right there. This actually works for me, just this one cut. But let's say if you needed to trim it up a little bit, you could always go ahead and take your, let me see, you can take a number 4 hand plane or a coffin plane and actually just take it back up and scrub across it kind of to get it flatter, or even a like a shoulder plane, something like that, you know, just to kind of clean it up a little bit. But all my stuff fit good, so there's no cleanup on this one. I've got 3 more half flaps I got to do, so who knows, I'll probably have a cleanup or something to do on those. But I hope you guys have learned something. And real quick, I'll show you a closer view of what the half flap looks like. See how you have this shoulder right here, and then you got this one, and you kind of just take them, and they kind of just fall. They kind of just fall into place, and that's that. It'll be a stronger joint than a butt joint. And it didn't take too long, probably about 5 or 6 minutes to do both those cuts. They went fairly quick. But thanks for joining me. Hopefully you learned something. If not, you know, leave a comment. Let me know if I screwed up somewhere. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel on YouTube. Like my Facebook page at facebook.com/asliceofwood. I'm on Twitter as well, at twitter.com/asliceofwood. On Google Plus too, but I don't really know that one. I don't use that as much. Stop by my website, leave comments, join in the fun, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks. One thing I almost forgot after I turned off the camera and everything, I had to cut a half lap inside the 4x4. I've already done most of it, but I wanted to kind of give you guys a little detail about what I did. What I did was I marked my 3.5 inches for the other 4x4, cut the 2 sidelines, and I cut relief cuts in the middle, and then I just took a chisel and I put it on that line, and I popped it, and it would break it apart. So you got all these little cuts, and then you come back on the other side on that line, and then you just can tap out the rest of them just to be cleaning it up. And then once you get it mainly smooth, you can take your hand plane and get it really nice and smooth. So that's another part that you can do with a half lap.